to Code Mania. Learn more, express more.
Everyone, I have created one application which will notify you or any user about the expiration of password of number of users for a particular org like sandbox or production. So if you have, for example, if you have 3000 users for your org, or you have 70 to 80 sandboxes, and you are using your system admin credential for to maintain those orgs, if the password is expired for that org, you will have to set them manually. Now what my application will be doing, it will notify you before the password is expired. Before 3 days you will be notified via email that this user's password will be expired. And I have created the application which will reset the password or revert back the password to its same. Now I have created this application via map, using map. Let's see how it works, how it has been designed, so that you can use this application or you can use the design to your projects or anywhere. It will help you. Flow is like, I have created one object contact person, where you'll have to put the information of contact person, email and name. Within the contact person there should be number of countries. So for this contact person I have 2 countries, UK and CA. Now within the country there should be environments. So for a particular project, for example for UK, I have this number of sandboxes or production within this project. Number of sandbox or production user for this sandbox, as you can see in the related list, and each and every user will have its username defined for that sandbox or production environment user. So as you can see, for this user I'll have to put some information like username and the environment type for which environment this user is. Then I'll have to put last password date here, and if the user is active or not. So based on this information you will be notified via email that this user's password will be expired soon. Now as you can see the hierarchy, like for this contact person we have UK and CA, and within the CA org I have number of users. So this is a 4 level of hierarchy, and I'll be explaining, I'll show you how this hierarchy has been put in a single page or single PDF to understand the flow of use of map in the Salesforce application. I have created one VF page, and passing the parameter from the URL, I will generate one application. The parameter which has been passed into the URL is the contact person email. So using that email address I am generating this PDF which contains the country. Within the country there should be environments. Within the environments there should be users. Now I have created one batchable or one schedulable class which will send the user email, send the PDF page which I just show you has been generated, will send to that email and saying that password will be expired soon. Now I am executing that batchable class anonymously, where you can easily see that how the email is sent to the user's email ID. Now this is the batchable class which I am executing anonymously from the debug log, developer console, which will send the user that email address, this is an email which contains that PDF which has been generated previously via code. Now this execution will send email to the bluefoxautomation@gmail.com via one saying that this user's password will be expired within 3 days. As I have set the last password reset date and everything accordingly, so you can see that this is the debug log. This is the execution process where it's fetching the records from the objects and sending by executing one method send email. Here email has been sent. Now if I open my email here, I'll see that this email has been sent, and with this attachment saying that password, this user's password will be expired within 3 days, so that you can reset it via application. Now what I am going to do, I am going to create one visual force page which will fetch the record from this object using this email ID, contact person email ID, and will send the notification to that user saying that this user's password within this project or market will be expired within 3 days. So this is number of hierarchies we are maintaining, and we need to put all these information. As I can show you, these are the fields we'll have to create for this object. Now this password to be expired on, which is a formula field which fetching the details from the previous object, that is environment, where organization password expiration has been set as 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, all these, and based on those pick list value I am setting the field value based on this formula. Here you can see that the pick list field contains all these values, so it's a text. Now I am converting into a number so that I can use this number for future for our page design or application design. Here I'm creating this page. Now I am creating the code, designing the code which will fetch the value from the URL for a particular parameter. Here this string will contain the value of receiving parameters from the URL, and we want to check if this value is perfectly received for this variable from the URL. Always you'll have to do the debugging, or you'll have to see by calling the variable into the page, which is the most powerful method to check if the value is received from the URL or not. Now I am passing the email ID into the URL here. As I can see, nothing has been yet received. Well, you have to put this parameter which you are passing using into the URL correctly. Okay, it should be like this. still has not received. Okay, this should be SF. Now I can see that I have received the value from the URL. Now I am going to design the page in this way that it generates one PDF. Here now I am going to create one list of defactor user, that means the Salesforce users, which contains all the details of users type like sandbox, password, last reset date, all these things. Okay, now going to create fetch the records. Now going to fetch the records of those users which are active. Okay, so the Salesforce users which contains all the records, all the details of password to be expired on, environment name, all these. I'm going to fetch all those active users record. Here always you'll have to write the comment in your code which is the best practice to be followed for code designing, so that you can easily understand in later that why this code has been written, why this part has been written for. Okay, now I am creating one list of string which will have all the details, all the IDs of the users, and now going to create one date which will compare that this password expired on value, that means that password to be expired on the date and today is having difference is 3, like this. Now for this list I am creating one condition. If this password to be expired on and today having difference is 3, if yes, then add this record to the list of environments and add the IDs of this record here. As you can see, list of environments is the list of defactory users, Salesforce users, which is null previously, and now this list of string contains all the details. Now I am going to create another list of environment name. I mean within this environment the list of users present. Now I am fetching those environments where the record IDs are for this list of users. So those users password will be expired soon, within 3 days will have these environments. For this reason it's a backend process. So I have created this list Now what I am going to do, here I am going to create another list of string which will hold the IDs for these environments. Here so using these IDs I will fetch the country details for this environment. So for example, I have admin test, admin prod users. Now both are for UK and CA. So I get the IDs of users, then I get the IDs for environments, and I get the environment details. Now from that environment details I get the country details for which country it belongs to. Using that country ID within that environment, I can easily fetch the country details. Now if I want to see that if I can have the countries in the list or not, then I'll have to put the getter setter method here, and I can easily see that these countries are accessible, or I can access the country IDs or not. Here I have received two country IDs. Those are duplicate as there are 4 environments. Also I can use the set and iterate them to have the unique ID, but it will not be a problem using this 4 IDs in future. Here is the relationship is like that country having the contact person having country, so I am fetching the country details and adding in a list here using these conditions that country IDs are from environment and this condition. Where the contact person user email is equal to this email. Okay, it should be colon here. Now if you try to save it, you can see that using this email ID, if I can receive the details or not. Here about the country details, so I'll have to set a getter setter method for this variable. Okay, the passing parameter ID should be as defined as you are receiving the value using the ID. So I can see that these are the country values. 2 countries are there. So I have the countries now. Now what I will be doing, I will be using one map here, map of string and list of string, where I will be passing the country name and will receive the list of environments. So for a particular country I will have the list of environments. So I am defining one map here. Now for each and every country, here for each country I'll be calling the environments. Here so first defining one list, null list, so every time the list will be null. So for each country and each country's environment, this list should contain the name of the environments. If the country ID is equal to this environment country, which is ID, this. Now I am moving the, I am setting the key as country name, and using that country name I'll receive the list of environments. Here list of environments. So every time for each and every country the list of environments, each and every country list of environments. Okay, that should be D. Now if I try to see the map contents, I can see that it contains name of country and its environments. Now going to another level, for each and every environment I'll receive the users. So I am writing one for loop here using the environments, and I'll receive the user details. So the map should be string and users, SF users, which is the custom object type. So it's a string and salesforce object. So here I am running one for loop again. So for each and every environment it will run for each and every users for that environment. Here as you can see. So for these users, each and every users whose environment is this environment will be added into this new list of salesforce users custom object, which is a type of custom object. That means S object, schema object. Here, so for each environment, number of users. Again for each environments, list of users. Again for new environment, list of users. So here I have defined this, assigned this list as new list of salesforce users. So every time the loop is running, it will be new list and will be added some value here, and it will be again added into the map. Now if I try to run a condition where the environment ID should be equal to users environment ID, here you can see it's a loop. So I am adding into the list of objects. So you can see that number of users in number of environments. Now if I show you in a proper way, in a very good way, I can show you that these are the environments for this country and these are the users for this environment. Now in a proper format, if I explain, I can see that this is the user email, it is being received, then it's fetching the users, active users, then adding into the list of environments of it, and fetching the environments using that ID, list of IDs here. Now again adding into the list of the environment IDs and fetching the country using that environment's country IDs here. So now what it is doing, it is running a for loop using the country, then within the country it's running a for loop of environment and adding for each and every country list of environments into the map. Again for list of environments, it's adding the users into the map, list of users. Now I am creating one VF page which will directly use the map into the VF page. So first apex output text and this map of country and environments. So just use apex repeat, then apex output text. In the apex repeat, use value as the map and the variable. So variable will be acting as key and again within the repeat use the same map, and then third bracket and the key here, and use a variable, use a var, so that var will be using as value, acting as value. Now in the output text write that value, that is L2. So again use a repeat and use the second map, that map of environment versus users, and use that L2 as key here, and it will be output as L3. Now use another use a proper formatting here, so that you can easily understand that how it will be working. As you can see, the market, then environments, then the users. Now I am placing in a proper CSS formatting so that you can easily understand. This is the project or market, and this is for environment names. I'm using on style margin left a little for the environment, so that you can easily see that for each and every project there is a hierarchy level here. Now for the users, I am writing the same, so that you can easily see that within the market there are number of environments, and within the environments there are number of users, and some color. As you can see that one type of hierarchy has been created here. So for each and every country there are environments, and for environments there are number of users. Now if you try to place it in a proper format, you just have to create on PDF and create on VF page and render the page as PDF, so that you can easily understand how it does work. These are the codes for generating the page PGF page in a proper format, using that hierarchy, the same architecture, map, then map in the repeat, then within the repeat another map using the key, then within the repeat the previous map key value. Then you can have the hierarchy in a clear format. So as you can see that in the URL address bar the email ID has been passed, and using that email ID I am fetching these records very easily. Now you can generate one sent email event and run in a batch job using the same conditions, passing the email ID as the page parameter into the email sent email event, and you can send the email into the user's email ID. Our video is available. You can easily see how to send email by generating page, and you can attach the PDF into the page and send the email by calling the batch job every day. So if you like this video, please subscribe this channel and share with others and comment. Also visit our website in the description.